This week, maths, science, and further education, which is nothing that anyone's prepared for. We'll start though. Maths. This is the maths behind the milestones. Gemma Bonner joined your gang, Jordan Nobbs, the 200 WSL Appearance Club. Just you, Millie Bright, and Gemma in the gang. I want to know, do you have a secret handshake? Do you have your own badge and membership cards?
No, we should make one though.
Oh, totally up for that.
Yeah, there should be something like that.
What would it say?
No,
Myth, legend, 200?
yeah, maybe we need to introduce them like, you get a ring. Like they do that in what'd they do that in? Is
NFL.
that in the NFL? Yeah, maybe they
Yeah.
should create a little ring for everyone or something.
Why not? Like, why can't the league do that? Because that is like not many people are gonna reach that band, that group of people. So why shouldn't yours be celebrated? Because I think it's unbelievable to get to 200 appearances plus in the league shows longevity, like we said with Jordan, and quality and just perseverance. It's not easy to do that in a league. It's the best league in the world, and these guys have got 200 plus caps in it. Yeah, it's crazy. People celebrate it for international football, so why can't you guys get it through the league? Actually, I'm gonna promote for that. Well, it's time to start getting people's recognition in early before anything can happen beyond, because we need to celebrate these type of things. It's really good.
Hang on. I'm just looking at your stats. You're on 196, Keats. Are you saying all this because...
I didn't even read. Are you sure I'm on 196? Are you sure?
I thought this is...
I
thought this is
Are
the
you
most passionate.
sure?
I'm going to go double check it here on Wiki. What's it?
You've got to
But
be
Jordan,
close.
I was out the league for 2 years, so that's why I'm not sure. Are you
Yeah, but like I did my ACL, that's like nearly a year.
sure? Yeah, that's true.
Nia, who's our boss, says 196.
Oh,
Look. Yeah, she's on 196. All right. We'll say 196.
no, we have to fact check.
Okay.
But that was a passionate tweet for the gals. But if I'm joining the club, the league better bring them rings.
Yeah. League have got
Diamond
paid.
encrusted. You better bring it. Like, don't be messing about.
What freebies does she want with it? It's got to be, because like if you get the freedom of a city, you can drive your sheep across the bridge or something, can't you? You ever heard that?
No, who owns sheep and who drives them?
All right, maybe we'll settle for the ring. Anyway, whilst we're saying how good it is, what is it about Gemma that shows this consistency? Because again, she's had sort of time away, come back, but just like the phenomenal amount of time to do it. How tough is it, Jordan?
It's nice to see someone like Gemma get it because, I've kind of grew up in the same age group. So through the England youth and, I guess we don't always want to talk about it, but we played when football wasn't there yet. So I think for someone to still be in and around the game, playing at the highest level, like we all know, it's not easy. So many people come into teams and they can take your spot or, clubs can let you go. And I think to see someone like Gemma who's been through the whole journey and hit that milestone, it is really special. She's a special person and player in this league. And yeah, probably a little bit like what Keats has said sometimes, probably don't get recognized enough for what they do. It's easy to like say, oh, you're at 200 now, but it's not easy to get there. It takes a lot of sacrifices. You have to physically stay in the game as well and mentally. And yeah, it's a super milestone for Gemma Bonner to hit, and very proud of her.
I just had official confirmation. 190, not including the spring series.
Oh, okay. So 10 more potentially.
Yeah.
I was it's nice.
What, does spring series not count? Is that what that means? Yeah, technically.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think it's the league.
I think it counted for you, Jordan.
Oh,
so...
well, definitely counts to me. Guys, I'm trying to get that ring real quick, so boy, the spring series counted.
So, Jordan, how wound up are you that Nikita could potentially pass you before you come back into the league? You got to win promotion this season.
I think I'm going to be passed by a few. I mean, Millie Bright's definitely going to pass me. I think she's only like 6 off or something. No, it doesn't matter. I think in that moment, it's just like amazing to get there, but you don't keep everything forever, especially with things like that. So I think it's more the importance of how good it is that players are managing to play that many games and sustaining the league and everything like that. I think that's the main thing, isn't it? You want players playing in this league that have high quality like Keats and keep going.
Right, this is Pitch to Pod. Up next, England. Lucy Bronze was one of the many elite sports pros watching England women's rugby team win the World Cup. But what can rugby learn from the Lionesses on legacy, making that win count? Did you watch it? What was it like for you? How good were the rugby team? Nikita, did you love it?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. Do you know what? I was so happy with the start England made because Canada made such a fast start against New Zealand. Like they dominated that game. I really wasn't surprised. I know New Zealand was the previous champions, but the way they started that game, I thought, wow, I hope they don't begin the game against England that way. But then we came out on the front foot and we was aggressive, and I only ever felt like England had like a momentum change when Hannah Bottoman went off, obviously for the yellow card, which I didn't think was a yellow card actually. Not that I know many about yellow cards in rugby, but I do get a lot in football. But what a challenge that was! I mean, picked it up and just slammed it. I thought, is this WWE right now? Like this is crazy. Where my back would have broke off one of them challenges, if I'm being honest. So I would have asked for the red. would have been like, give me the red. But no, what a game it was. I was like, wow, this is just, you know, amazing spectacle. 81,000 plus people going out and supporting the women. It was unbelievable. They deserved every bit of accolade and applause they got, and the crowd. And it's pro women's sport. It's so good to see how this summer it's really elevated, and I hope long may it continue.
Yeah, it was so good. I think I actually had a house viewing when like someone come round my house when it was on, and obviously you're polite and turn it off, don't you? Because that's what you need to do. And they'd actually paused it to go home and watch it. And and you just like, because we know where women's sports come from, like for someone to come in and say that they'd paused it at home to go back to like keep up with it, you just think it's just incredible how times changed. And I think especially with what's happening in women's football, there's just so many key moments where in that moment it's gonna progress women's sport, but you don't realize till maybe like a few years down the line still how important that win was. And I just hope that's the same for the women, that in a few years time they look back at that and go like, what a momentum change that was. Like Keith said, 80,000 people there watching, everyone watching from home. It's just such a big momentum that at the time you're happy you won, aren't you, obviously, but the impact it makes on the game, it's just unbelievable. And we've obviously all witnessed that with women's football.
Both of you think there's anything they can learn that maybe football didn't quite jump on quick enough after that first Euros win?
No, I think after the Euros when it really accelerated um the growth of the game and the growth of women's sport. I think when you win, it's game changing. The difference is for women's football before that, we always got to semi-finals, we always got to, bronze medals, silver medals, but never really the gold. Once you won the gold, and especially at home, that was, yeah, it changed the whole outlook and the future of women's football for this country and across the world because ultimately teams started to invest more, countries started to invest more, and international football just grew so fast within a short space of time, and the quality and the depth of teams and players, it just changed the sport. And I think that's what it can do in women's rugby, but not just women's rugby or women's football, women's sport in general. There's so much talent, there's so much personality. It's like, don't just recognize these players or people for the players that they are, but the humans that they are and how they are on and off the pitch. Like, we've seen Mary Earps do a TikTok special with all different personalities from different sports, and I think that's what helps grow sports, but grows people's, image and platforms, and yeah, it just makes the sport much much bigger and much more exciting.
Yeah, I agree on Keats there. I think it's staying in everyone's vision, isn't it? Vision? Is that the right word? Like for example, women's football, you'd watch the FA Cup final, but then that was it. I think it's how does everyone in that sport now still keep people active on social media, they'll getting the sponsorships, the TV rights, it's all that stuff, isn't it? That doesn't then kind of just get forgotten about, and you have to wait till the next major tournament to go, right, we're back again. I think it's that's key is keeping the momentum.
Yeah, in that sort of that shop window so that everyone sees it. And I love how collaborative women's sport is. You mentioned about Mary Earps doing all the different TikToks, but it strikes me that as players, I don't know whether you do feel a responsibility, but to elevate all women. It's not just about football, but all women's sport and the benefit that can bring.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, these collaborations, but ultimately we understand the journey in which they have been on and where they're about to go because ultimately we've both come through the same type of pathway, but just in different sports and the fight and the challenges, the barriers that you've had to overcome over the years in order to, progress your sport, progress yourself as an individual. And I just feel like as a player who has been through that, I like to shine a light on those people who really continue to push and give everything they can to change the next generation's pathway because it's not easy to do. And some people have gone through times where, like I said, women's football, when there was probably 50 people in the crowd, the training on cow patches, the training at 8 o'clock to 10:30 at night, they're also doing double jobs. All of these people who have gone through this to allow the next generation to be able to go through a different path and a lighter path and an easier pathway in order for the sport to grow and for women's sport to finally get the recognition it deserves. There's still a way to go, but don't forget the long way it has come and those people who really stood on the ground and was putting 10 toes down and doing everything they can to make a difference. And I totally appreciate that, and I'm sure many young girls will in the future also.
I remember being with the England's netballers the week before you won the Euros, and they were like I think the coach of the netball team was sending like messages across to Serena and vice versa, and just exactly that, just saying because of what you're doing, it's lifting what we're doing, and we want to achieve the same. So it does that impacts it. But what I really love is you went full on pundit mode at the start, then describing what happened at the rugby, which was, would you like to commentate on other sports?
No, not really. I love football a lot, but I do watch other sports because I just think it was funny because we was on the train going up to Manchester and the signal kept blocking out and I was up and down the train and people was like looking at me thinking, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "The women's rugby's on, BBC player. I'm trying to get the signal." Then everyone was laughing at me and then Izzy was like, basically Goodwin was like basically shouting up and down our like train thing like, "Come on, it's time to get the ratings up, get logging on." And it's just like that's what I like, pro women's sport. Like, come on, log on. The girls are in a final, could be world champions and manage to, get the trophy. And I think why not? Let's celebrate women. Let's celebrate the amazing achievement that this weekend they achieved.